Long, long time ago, and I can still remember when a Wednesday used to make me smile. 'Cause Image, Marvel, and DC would do their very best for me to sit back and escape life for a while. But 2015 made me shudder. A mutant rain iced up the gutter. Past rewrote the present, and that kicked off the descent. I can't remember if I thought to be surprised with what I'd bought. It seemed too soon to feel distraught the day that comics died. So bye-bye to my LCS guy. Cut my pull list every week until my pull list went dry. And some Portland girl said I was toxic inside, singing time for you to run off and die. She wants me to run off and die. Remember the books you love and the stories that you think fondly of, where truth and justice would prevail. And do you believe in chivalry when capes and masks could set you free? And can you help me find the hero in this tale? Well, I know just why the lantern's dim, 'cause a vote was cast electing him. The Sun Prince was excused. Man, I should have seen the clues. I was a wide-eyed, long-time collecting kid with a bag and board for everything they did. But I knew things had hit the skids the day that comics died. I started singing bye-bye to my LCS guy. Cut my pull list every week until my pull list went dry. And then Portland girl said I was toxic inside, singing time for me to run off and die. Time for me to run off and die. Now for 4 years we've been on our own, with store sales dropping like a stone. But that's not how it used to be. When the marbles flew around the king's domain, in an era we thought would never wane, and the joy just filled up you and me. But we couldn't see what was going down. A false king rose and took the crown. The brave and bold were spurned. In a crisis, our heroes all got burned. And while a broken jaw was dealt a stinging mark, the prince returned to his froggy start, and loosened pages lit the dark the day that comics died. And we were singing bye-bye to our LCS guy. Cut my pull list every week until my pull list went dry. And then Portland girl said I was toxic inside, singing time for you to run off and die. Time for you to run off and die. Flutter, flitter in a tumblered glitter, the robin flew off on new wings of glitter, and took a course that wouldn't last. It shouted bye from the shelf, so the tailor stitched one for himself, with two psychos looking fiendish and downcast. Now the campaign's promised perks and gifts, while the wolfmen worked the graveyard shift. We all showed up to pledge, and that drove them off the edge, 'cause the old guard rose to throw some sludge. The hinges, they refused to budge. The judges, they became the judge the day the comics died. I started singing bye-bye to our LCS guy. Cut my pull list every week until my pull list went dry. And then Portland girl said I was toxic inside, singing time for you to run off and die. Time for you to run off and die. So there we were all in one place, collaborating in cyberspace, just making comics great again. So come on, Zach, be nimble, bake the tort. Zach's case splattered out the court, 'cause justice had a deadline in the end. When the numbers failed to keep the pace, the company men joined the embrace. They lost the great debate and pounded on the gate. And it rained on that umbrella guy who saw that figures couldn't lie. His streams flowed and accountants cried the day the comics died. He was singing bye-bye to our LCS guy. Cut my pull list every week until my pull list went dry. And then Portland girl said I was toxic inside, singing time for you to run off and die. Time for you to run off and die. I met a girl whose hair was blue, and I asked for comics good and new, but she just smirked and blocked my way. And I went down to the comic store where I'd found my heroes years before, but the man there said my heroes were all gay. And in the net, the fans all screamed, the artists cried, and the writers dreamed of new books to be funded. They'd walk the path the sun did, and the heroes I aspired to be got changed and labeled not for me. They live on in my memory, the day the comics died. And we're all singing bye-bye to my LCS guy. Cut my pull list every week until my pull list went dry. And then Portland girls said I was toxic inside, singing time for you to run off and die. Time for you to run off and die, they said. Sing it with me. So bye-bye to my LCS guy. Cut my pull list every week until my pull list went dry. And then Portland girls said I was toxic inside, and it's time for me to run off and die. Hey, thank you, everybody. That was fun.